to the cloud. So welcome everyone. My name is Scott Brown. I am your program quality director here in District 11 for Indiana and Northern Kentucky. Welcome to night number 6 of Club Officer Training for the second round of Club Officer Training. Tonight, we get to learn a little bit about the Vice President of Public Relations role, the VPPR. So before we get started, a couple of little housekeeping notes, a couple of important things to kind of keep in mind here. First, we are going to keep everyone muted, but if you have a question, please just unmute yourself and ask away. We want this to be an interactive session, but to try to keep some of the background noise down, we do keep everyone muted throughout the course of the meeting, just so we don't hear the children screaming, the dogs barking, especially for those late FedEx deliveries, which we know are always going to come here. For all of that background noise, we try to just to keep everything muted a little bit to make it a little bit easier. So if you want to, if you have anything to ask, please unmute yourself and ask away. Tonight's session is being led by our public relations manager for the district. So if ever there was somebody who we think kind of has his finger on the pulse of what's happening within the public relations world for District 11, we know it is Francisco. He has done VPE training for us before. He is a transferred Toastmaster where he's experienced us from outside of the world here. He was a Toastmaster in, I believe, Denver before he came here. He is a ball of energy and a wealth of knowledge, and it is my pleasure to introduce my friend, your soon-to-be friend, the one, the only, Francisco Palacio. Welcome, Francisco.
That was an intro. Thank you, Scott. And thanks, everybody. We have 29 people on the call. Sincerely appreciate it that you're here tonight for this round of live Club Officer Training. Scott was saying, I've been doing this now for a while, since 2000, I believe 2008. So that will be now almost 13 years. I've been a member of around 15 clubs from as far south as Fort Lauderdale, as far west as Des Moines, and points in between. Now I'm here in District 11 after finishing my now legacy DTM at District 40 across the river. And just recently we chartered a club over there, another advanced club. So right now I'm at 3 club memberships. I'm pleased to be here. I will poll you and I will explain what I hope we can get out of tonight. Of course, I'm gonna try to leave a big chunk of Q&A. Some of you are not showing your camera, so if this is your first time listening to VPPR training, I personally like to recommend sources. And by sources, I mean there is at least 2 manuals that I feel that any new officer in Toastmasters, I don't want to call it required reading, but if you really want to understand what's going on with all of these things and you want to be, I would say, a more effective board member, you literally type toastmasters.org 1111, that's 4 ones, you're going to get to the Distinguished Club Program. I know 2020 has been a challenge. We're all scrambling. But to me, the time and the money that I spent in this pursuit, in this learning experience, has a lot to do with what's in that manual. Is it going to be next year? Is it going to be this month? I know some of you may be smiling because you have already achieved all those metrics. Part of being an officer is understanding the dashboard. And to me, when I was given the chance to help and assist and volunteer as the public relations manager, it was a very exciting thing simply because the Vice President of Public Relations, or the Viper, as you're going to hear it being called some places, and the Vice President of Membership, those are the gears that mesh. To me, membership and disseminating what the program is about, they go hand in hand for a very simple reason. I am having fun. I've been having fun since I started in 2008. This is a hobby for me, a serious hobby, mind you, because I can use it for work. I can get invited to a conference. I can give a presentation on topics that are dear to me. But above all, Toastmasters has turned something as arduous as public speaking into a hobby that I enjoy, and which is why I volunteer. And I assume all 30 of you here, well, 29 plus me, are doing the same. You're volunteering. You chose to accept that famous tap on the shoulder. Somebody saw potential in you. You're already a Facebook fiend. I am. I have to admit it. I love the platform ever since it was unveiled. And all the other places where we can communicate and explain what Toastmasters is about. So besides Manual 1111, I have, and I'm going to put it on the chat if you guys want to download it, or I can put the link. There is a training with some slides. I'm not going to spend the whole hour on those, and I'm going to at least implant this thought on you. All of the club officer trainings, if you're taking more than one, even if this is your first time, they try to explain, and I really appreciate this concept because it applies to a lot of places. There's a before, there's a during, and there's an after. As volunteers, preparedness, that before is key. Of course, we have the during, at the meeting, what's happening live, the actual event, and then there's an after. If you've ever been involved with project management, you're going to hear things like, let's have an analysis, a post-mortem. It sounds a little sad, but sometimes you learn a lot from what just happened. And in the word of being the Vice President of Public Relations, I want to spend some time tonight showing you two things. I'm even going to, I don't know if I should turn it into a game or if I should just leave you with a thought of what to do in Facebook. We regained recently access to the public page, and I want to emphasize that because recently, I know some of you are already on the private closed group. That's a great place to hang out. That's a great place to communicate internal communications. But the private Facebook page, there was actually a club. Hopefully one of the club is here and can tell us more about it. They wrote this beautiful recap and then they tagged the page. Some of us saw the notification, went back, gave them a like, gave them a short comment to encourage them to do it more. I'm going to leave you with that thought. Otherwise, I won't have time to delve on it. Recently, by the way, we're going to see the post, and I hope a majority of you is already on Facebook. We have Meetup. Right now, the district has, I'm going to simplify it on those three tools. Our Facebook group for internal communication with members and the trio, the Facebook public page, and Meetup. Meetup.com, I gave an hour of it at one of the most recent TLIs we had at Cincinnati, the live ones. That's a topic unto itself. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. Manual 1111, your club success plan. I will post the training. Take a look at it, delve in it. Of course, sorry, I forgot number 3, your club leadership handbook. If you get anything out of tonight is go out to your club leadership handbook, download it. Those 2 pages on what the Vice President of Public Relations does, that will open your eyes if it's your first time. And if you've done this before, because I'm coming out of right now, I'm a VPE, but I wanted to go back to being in public relations. I got the opportunity to do it for the district, but those 3 things, Manual 1111, which is the club success plan, the training for VPPR is available on international, and the leadership handbook. Otherwise, there'll be a quick look at brand portal. That's a must when you're near this position for a simple reason. One, it's got some wonderful graphic guidelines. When we ask to use and follow certain graphic guidelines, it's not because we don't want people to be creative. It simply makes the whole organization look better when you follow those branding guidelines. And Personally, you learn a lot. A brand portal teaches you so much about marketing and graphic design. If you are new to it and you took on the position to learn more about it, to, as Scott usually says, not most of us don't join Toastmasters to be better Toastmasters. We want to apply this somewhere else. So the brand portal, it's an amazing, amazing, amazing tool. And like I said, the private group and the public page. So let me start sharing my screen. Start going to the visual aids. I'm a co-host. I got my little green thing here, and I'm going to look for a distinguished club program. Can everybody see the share of the distinguished club program? Manual 1111. Great. A distinguished club. Yes, everybody's worried about membership. Personally, I feel that we are probably poised to grow so much because of the fact that who does Zoom better than Toastmasters? Come on, compare it to how we do it at work, compare it to how some other volunteer clubs are doing it. More on that later. But the successful club success plan and the distinguished club program, I feel, and I'm sorry I'm running through all this, I'm going to go here to the club success plan. In terms of the team composition, that explains a lot of what you're doing as an officer. So if you're new to this, take a look at this manual. Focus, like I said, page 16, the team composition and the team operating principles. Guess what? I'm going to jump there. 1 second. Yeah, a lot of information. Personally, that's why I love our program, is because everything is spelled out. Okay, guess what? You see that? You determine all of these things by having signed up. You're part of the team. You created this composition. You can write these things down with your fellow officers. So again, very important portion of this manual 1111 is that you actually get to fill in the blanks. So that is, to me, why the club success plan is so important. And I'm going to stop sharing before I move to the next portion. So again, you will, in simpler terms, you will chart where you want your club to go. So the club success plan, yes, they have a framework, but like everything else in Toastmasters, you put in the rest of it. And hopefully you'll put in a lot of heart in it. So again, I won't bore you right now with the club leadership handbook. I will show you brand portal, and I will give you a link to the, I'm going to show you where to find it. For those of you who are new and haven't been that familiar with international. Let me see, I got 25 pages open here. Oh, there you go. I had it right here. Okay, the famed international site. Here's the club officer training manual. This is the manual for the facilitator. I'm going to go back here. By the way, I got to all of this by using my search box. Top right, you search there and you say, okay, I want public, if I could type public relations training. That's how I found that manual. Hit the search. And here is the, like I said, there is a manual for the facilitator. There is a slideshow. If you feel that you would like to see the PowerPoint, is there. It will consume a whole hour. Right now we're in the latter half of the Toastmaster year, so I wanted to also cover, like I said, Facebook, public, and group, and perhaps go a little bit over Meetup. And let me see, where is it? No, that's it. So I got the slideshow. I'm going to quickly open it and go over a couple of these. By the way, this 19 slideshow is essentially breaking down what's on your leadership handbook, which is also to be found here. If you haven't gotten one, in the old days, the president will get them all printed out. Leadership handbook, again, we go here. You have it on all flavors, all languages. Here's your club leadership handbook. You click download, 66 pages. Look for your role. Know your role, like this said. Explains the district, by the way. Let me open this up a little bit more. And then right here, club leadership roles. Of course, the president, vice president of education, membership. Like I said, these two work in tandem. Membership and public relations. Ideally, they should work together. And these 19 slides that I have here are these pages. They break them down one by one into what you need to do. It's already 7:20. As you can see, that's a lot of material. So a couple of exciting things. I'm going to stop here on this page. Publicizing. I don't know about you. I find it really exciting what we have today in terms of possibilities. Starting, by the way, something very important. I assume most of you have been able to take a look at our district calendar on Fritos Host. It's not the perfect thing, but people put their heart in it, and it's at least updated. Then we can ask questions. That's one of the places to publish, for example, our contests and area contests and participate on that. News releases. The public relations team has a dedicated resource, a professional actually, that knows how to write news releases and press releases. If the template, I'm going to show you where to find them in Brand Portal. If the template is not enough, please feel free to send us your draft, and we will get it to, her name is Valerie Rice. She's a member and part of the PR team, and that's her specialty. She can polish it so that you can really get that interview, that print piece, etc. Of course, they talk about local newspaper events calendar. Please, they have it up there. The newspapers want that information. Then Jean, our district director, recently asked me to work on a top 10 list. I don't know if some of those top 10 clubs are here. We're going to look at it, post it on the group. And I hope one of you can tell me where your page is at in Facebook so we can feature it on the public page. Okay? LinkedIn, another exciting bit of news. We have a dedicated group of about 5 members that are working on setting up LinkedIn for the district. And if you're already there, or if you're wondering what it's about, Toastmaster International has an awesome LinkedIn page and a members group that you can follow. I already mentioned Facebook, Twitter, not for everybody, but it's here in the manual. So maybe if you want to learn something new, or if you know how to do it, consider using Twitter. Scott mentioned YouTube. We have the district channel, as he said, is private. I encourage everybody to consider the possibility of setting up YouTube for a very simple reason. How many wonderful speeches have we heard that nobody else hears? 4 or 5 of us, 7 of us, 12 of us, 20 of us see it, and you're like, wow, how good could it be for somebody else to have heard this speech tonight? So I'm going to leave you with that thought, and hopefully in the Q&A, some of you are going to raise your hand and going to tell me, yes, I already have a YouTube channel. And Meetup. I said we were going to talk about that again briefly. Jean posted today also, fortunately, 2 recent posts from the last 48 hours on how to get Meetup. It's a split, by the way, in time zones. We have 2 people that are organizing it on the Eastern and Central time zone across Indiana, and of course, down here in Kentucky. Club websites. Again, that could be a whole hour just explaining the finer points of Fritos Host. Personally, it's tech. I like it. And guess what? Our district uses a similar platform. It's the same app, if you will. So working on keeping that club website current, it's to me, it's powerful. And members feel encouraged when even something as simple as posting a screenshot of the last Zoom is there. And finally, let's be serious and real. That little blurb that Scott has now memorized and explained so well about the release, about video, it has to do with all this, and of course, your privacy and everyone's rights. So there is a blurb here about our brand, trademark, copyrights, and feel that that extends to the seriousness of what we, especially when we record. A lot of this, we're going to see it in a minute when I move to the brand portal. Again, like everything Toastmaster, and look, the PDF has the links. Remember when I said before, during, and after? A lot of what was covered before is the before, okay? Keeping everybody updated, the calendars updated, Fritos hosts updated. Not just you, by the way. I feel that the VPPR and the VPE, who traditionally handles the agendas, are the team to keep this before taken care of. We went over this, so many ideas, and if you have something, please bring it up, let us know. We want to learn from you as well. Then there's the during. Of course, this is now different because we are here online, but still we could get creative, maybe have a bit of a communication or a chat, or like I said, this wonderful recap that was posted. It was obviously somebody took the time to write down what happened at the club and then posted it on Facebook. Again, I was excited when I saw that. Report, again, everything is online. It's a screen share away. And when you read the leadership handbook, you're going to see that Toastmaster has already an outline of when and where and why and what for we do these public relation campaigns for the benefit of our clubs. Right now, I'm going to stop here. I want to challenge all of you to download this this manual. This is now troubleshooting. These are some great ideas on how to troubleshoot and how to get you back to on track. I'm going to leave that in there so we can move on to the brand portal. It's almost 7:30. And here's some more resources. There's a manual on public relations per se, media center, public relations, all about Toastmasters right here. This is where we're going to go next. It's the brand portal. So let me stop sharing. Okay. So, final, one thing I also wanted to say, if anybody wants, I know that on the phone, it's a bit annoying. You can send me questions through the chat as they come because there's a lot of material. Or share them with the group during the Q&A. It's up to you. But if you feel like you want to share something and I'm able to look at it later, please do. I feel this chat feature in Zoom is controversial. It may be overutilized and underutilized. I just feel that sometimes the ideas just come at that time or write it on a notepad and then put it on the chat. So it's 7:26, brand portal. I'm going to share again. Brand portal was over here. Leadership Central. We click on it. Down here, it's available to all officers. Okay, you may not see this because I don't know how many of you have signed up to complete your DTM by volunteering for a year as a district officer, as a district volunteer. But every club has Club Central, Club Officer Tools, and Brand Portal. One of my favorite places in the whole Toastmaster website because I love graphics. I studied animation once. I've done a handful of projects. And when you get such clarity and materials and fonts and explanations, your work has to be easier because you will get to that consistency, which makes that connection between what you put together for your club and what Toastmaster is paying, because we pay experts to come up with, these combinations, these themes, this burgundy, I don't know if you like the word Pantone. I love the word Pantone, but that's what Brand Portal is about. Let's quickly here, most important spot here is the brand manual for VPPRs. Like everything else, we download it. Okay, brand manual, 34 pages. I love the fact that we have everything in a manual. Out of here, again, I'm going to quickly show you and encourage you. Let me start with this first link, actually. I'm start putting links on the chat. That's okay with everybody. That's where the brand manual is. Personally, there's a big pet peeve of mine. It's the logo. Just be mindful of it. I would say one of the things that most of us, when we're initiated in the art of graphic design, is a simple manipulation. When you're holding on any graphic or image file, you have to be mindful that you're not altering it. Traditionally, when you hold down the shift key, you can resize it and it will maintain the proportions at the ratio. Try it. It will make your message more consistent. Look how much room we have. Look how much room we have here. Look at all the things that we can do. Look at all the things that we can do. Look at all the things that we can do. These details, the fonts, everything is explained in the manual. Avoiding this, it may be quick, it may be cool, you may know how to do it. It makes you look different. It takes away the authenticity and the quality of the brand. So out of the brand manual, page 11, some yes and no's. And again, I challenge those of you who are brand new to playing with graphics and PowerPoints and any other tool that you have to keep the logo without, right? Like it says right here, don't disproportionately scale the logo. It will not be consistent. So the brand manual goes into detail, like I said, colors, pathways, logo. I like this page here. I have to learn this. Oh, come on. They call it clear or white space. Very important when you're putting together a graphic or a mock-up. Always try to leave an area where your eyes can rest. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. Okay, somebody's asking a question. We'll get to it in a minute. Maybe it's here on the manual. Let's look for it. Let's go scavenger hunting. So we got the badges, fonts. They give us alternate fonts. If we don't have access to them, sometimes fonts are paid, but they tell us right there, a link to access the free font. Then you have a free alternate right here. There is a link to download the font. Okay. Images and photography. Let's see if that question can be answered by the brand manual. First of all, we have some really cool stock photography in the brand manual. They try to discourage us from using clip art. Again, it may be cool for personal materials, but please ponder, again, consistency and the availability. All of these pictures that we see in the manual, they're there. Images and photography, they're there. And we have more resources. Okay, here's some examples, how to do your cards. Right here, you can download materials. Let's click on that. Oh, back to where we were. Okay, marketing resources, template, logo. Let me just quickly here, stationary templates. For those of us who just have Word available, look at all the things. The club meeting agenda. This is like very famous one. Okay, it's such a beautiful thing that you can just type this into Word, export it as a PDF, and share it with everybody that needs it. Club meeting invitation, banners, signature, letterhead. Okay, 1 second. I am navigating back to where I was. Okay, page 11. That's the no. Page down, page down, page down, page down. Okay, photography. I was looking for an answer. Okay. Okay, great. Scott already answered. Stock images, you're okay to place the logo over an image. Perfect. Okay. So play with this. And yes, thank you, Scott. We can submit for approval. You know, they're there waiting for that. They're waiting for you to submit your ideas. And I'm pretty sure a lot of what we see here is people who had great ideas. Standards and procedures are here, and so on and so forth. Trademark use request. I know this, we're getting now into the weeds and the details, but the bigger the event, the more you want to feel comfortable. You're putting together a material that is okay, and you're not going to hear from somebody else, oh, there's a concern with the material that you put out. Could you please edit it? And you know, and the event is within hours or within days. Okay, right there. Right there. Intellectual property, video. Again, the releases, the details. I would love to teach a whole class of this for 100 reasons. And again, we just have to be sensible about it. This disclaimer, that's awesome. Things to add to your branding. And now we're moving into fancy stuff like apparel and all that. So I'm going to stop sharing. If I could find my share bar. There you go. It's hiding. Stop. Okay, 7:35. What else? Oh, what else? My favorite topic. Oh, warning. I'm studying a foreign language, but it's the same Facebook. So don't worry about the words. Just try to worry about the interface. Okay. So anybody, try it at home. You go to Facebook and you type Toastmasters District 11. You're going to find two things. One is the public page. Okay. And it even has a custom link. I'm going to copy it here. Oh, well, actually, that's for the district. Okay. That's our district website. But again, back to Facebook, that's the page. That's the public page. And there's 321 of us that like it. That's one thing. Anybody can use, share, again, sensibly post. There's a handful of us that are notified, and please, again, follow the guidelines, try to be close to what the brand portal says. And again, I know it's uncommon, but use your common sense. Then there is the private group, which is twice as big. I'm gonna go there quickly because there's two things that the district director posted recently. Scott, right here, like I said, this is internal information. And Gene, this is the one I wanted to show you guys tonight. Nefertiti is taking care of the Central Time Zone, and Char is taking care of the Eastern Time Zone. Meetup, it's again, it's a skill. However, as our club growth director recently reminded us, if the board can combine and say, okay, we're going to go through the effort, because I know it's volunteering time. It may take you half an hour or so to post. Usually after you do it a few times, it's easier. You may even try to play with making it recurrent. But with Meetup, Dave Parting reminded us, if 4 people, oh, there you go. Thank you, Kyoko. Wonderful. With Meetup, 4 people that interact with the event are going to push it up. And that's what those likes do. People not in here, this is a group. One needs to actually be invited, okay? There will be an invitation group. If you're not a member of the group, let us know in the chat. We'll send you an invite, but 671 of you are here. This is for private conversations. This is more of an internal board. Let me see something Gene posted here. Oh, who's this guy? Oh, that's me. Okay. I'm masked. Oh, look, I like this. Cool. So believe me, that's all the computers care about. And when we look at the public page, I'm going to informally throw a challenge out there. Um, okay. Motivation. Oh, that's a Scott. Oh, okay. Okay, great. These top 10 clubs, I will ask if any of you are listed here. Let's take a look at it. Link another page. Aha. If any of you are here and you have a Facebook page, please follow me, okay? Again, it's in the group. Whoops. It's in the group. Gene put it in here yesterday. There is a link that will take us to the top 10 clubs in the district with the highest education awards. Nora Toastmasters, Singing Sand, Best Side, Communicators on IUPUI, Master Brand, Hannah Center, White River Ward Millers, Humana Speaks Up Club, Tuesday Night Toastmaster, and Bloomington Good Morning Club. These clubs have done it, so quick round of applause to them. And what I was challenging them is, for example, if I go here, let me just try with this one, Nora Toastmasters, and see if I can find them. I'm going to come out of here and go to the public page. Okay. See the difference? This is a tool for PR. This is a tool for marketing. This is a tool for the VPPR and the VPM to work together. Let's see now if I go to Facebook here, Nora Toastmasters. Nora Toastmasters by the Pyramids. It's an open group. It has 90 members. Wonderful. I may not be able to do what I wanted to do because it's an open group. Groups are by definition meant to be restricted to the people who are invited. I will have to ask. Oops. Okay, I will have to ask to meet the group. And I can ask by the district, or I can ask by my page, or I can ask by my profile. So let's see if they want the district to be there. And let's see. Oh, I got to do it one at a time. So let's see if they let me in. Okay, let's see who's next. Singing Sands. And yes, by the way, if you have not set up a Facebook page, encouragement is there. Please try it out. That's, again, a topic unto itself. But personally, I have my own personal professional page because one thing is to have things on your profile, and another thing is to have them where you literally want people to find them. Singing Sands. Oh, wonderful. Let's see. Singing Sands, open, great. Oh, look, right there. That tells you that it is a page right there. So we hit that. We like it. We go here. Wonderful. And we say hi. I don't know if any of you are here. We can communicate. They may have a webmaster, page master, Facebook person. We can send them a message. Let's see if it lets me do this as a follower. And I'm going to quickly go here and say, oh, there you go, that they have their own. Oh, perfect. He was there. Even better. Wonderful. Congratulations. And let's see if it lets me. Right there. Wonderful. Look. This is a great demo. Okay. And then let's see if I can do this. I'm going to tag ourselves. District 11. Nope. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's coming. 11. There you go. It's got the group. The group is coming up. And I'm not seeing the page. Oh, there you go. Wonderful. Here's what I want. This is where I wanted to get. If you have a Facebook page, put a post. I'm going to try to find the one that they tagged us on. Put a post out there and copy the public page in the district. One of us is going to come back and say via, or however you want to call it, it heard through, that's another topic, social media. We can spend hours on that. But I feel that this was an awesome demo. This club has a public page. We found out about this and we're just sharing with them. And hopefully, as we like it, and here's where I do drum roll and I stop sharing because I want to see some of your happy faces. Oh, let me post it. All right. There is this thing called, how many of you have been awarded on Facebook this little diamond icon logo that qualifies you as a top fan? You know, you shared, thank you. I would love to see one of us being prompted, and by one of us, I mean Scott, Gene, myself, and I think there are a couple of other members in the team, prompted to enable top fans. I haven't delved into the settings. I believe it's an automatic setting. The more you share the content on your profile or a group or on your page, it's up to you. The more you share the content from a page, you will get that top fan denomination. It changes. You can be a top fan today. Don't get upset if you're not a top fan next week. Marjorie, okay. Scott, okay. Candace Williams, okay, great. Excellent. Thank you, Scott. So I'm going to throw this challenge out there to the 31 of you, 30 of you. Go for the District 11 public page. It has a like. You don't need to invite anybody. You just interact with it and try to share what's being posted. We can post some things like what I just did through the Sense. Sorry, let me make sure I got the name proper. Singing Sense. Okay. We can post those things, but please, 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 let me show you an example of what I mean. I hope they're here. Okay, I'm sharing this again. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the district page. Hopefully, not at Toastmasters. Okay. So here I'm going to look for updates. Okay, great. 3 weeks ago, was it that one? Oh, great. So, okay, I posted this. I've been trying to warm up and support ourselves and Toastmasters, because when people look at this, they can look at both. Oh, you gotta like it. Okay. They can look both at the district and international. Some hashtags. They were talking about the magazine. This is what Toastmaster posts, and I tried to reach out, 24 people. Somebody interacted and gave us a like to the district page. Thank you, Keely. Thank you for liking that video. This is so cool. We're doing it live. So yesterday I put something from the international public page. That is okay, but to me there was nothing like, okay, let's see. Okay, there's Tyson right there. Tyson, okay, there you go. I think this is the one of them right there. Tuesday Night Toastmasters Club. Let's like them. There you go. Let's keep everybody happy. Posted something on their page. I'm obviously tuned into it, or I was, or maybe I watch. Okay, here's the cool part. I am friends with Tyson on my profile. I must have seen him do this and taken the time. I said, oh, this is so cool. And then again, I know it sounds a little complicated. Since I've been given access to help with the page, I was able to share it as the page. And then I tagged Tyson. Okay. Who doesn't know Tyson? He's a Believe Division A director. And, you know, he has this really cool page, Connecting with Gratitude. I also follow that. But the bottom line, they posted this and they saw it. Okay. Something about ribbons, something about family, trying to look for the recap. This is all from Toastmaster. If you're not, oh, there you go. Okay. This was one of the coolest events. Evansville #1 club, or former PRM. I think that's a picture of Matt. They had a celebration. They set up an event. By the way, when you create a page, that's, in my opinion, one of the strongest features, that you can set up an event and and really get it out to a lot of the people that you know. It's really easy to share. Definitely Meetup, for those of you who want to do it, because Meetup shares their own database and curates and sends it out to people who have said, I'm interested in topic A, B, C, public speaking. But I know it's extra work, but consider doing Facebook events like they did. We liked it. Right there, they did this video. That's what Matthew does for a living. Isn't it amazing? But guess what? There are tools out there like Adobe Spark Post that can help you do something somewhat similar, not as complex, but something that you may find encouraging to do and enjoy. Again, to me, besides the benefit at work, makes me a better professional. I always think of this as as one of my dearest hobbies. I do it selflessly in a way. Okay, I need to find that recap. I don't have it right now. I won't bore you with the details, but the bottom line is this club. I'm gonna stop sharing. I was on my Facebook profile, and all of a sudden I saw that they had tagged the district like I did with Singing Sands. They had tagged the district, and I was able to go and react. So let me finish the Facebook section so we can open for Q&A. 7:49. If you have a public page already, great. Just tag Toastmaster District 11. Whoever is, it's running your page would be the ideal person to do that and add it. And we will bounce it. We will bounce that tag around and try to share it. Of course, if you're already active in the group, please keep posting to the group. It's not either or, it's both. Okay, they complement each other. One is for us members to encourage each other, and the other one is ideal to share with our friends and the people that we think that may benefit from the program. So it's 7:50. I think I covered a lot of what I had hoped to cover with you. I see some questions there. And okay. So can Scott, I'm gonna perhaps ask you directly. So do I need to cover it? Did I miss something before we open up for Q&A?
Why don't we open up for Q&A, because we're 10 minutes till, so we want to still give everybody an opportunity to be respectful of their time.
Okay.
But let's make sure that they have an opportunity to ask questions. So I'm going to take you off the spotlight, and then if we can open this up to questions, that'd be great.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff that Francisco covered here, and I'd love to hear from all of you. What do you think? Like, what are your questions? What are the things that are working for you? What are the things that are not working for you? What questions do you have? What conversations do you want to start here?
Hey, Scott, this is Phil Williams. Yeah, I was going to say this is interesting for me. Kentucky Farm Bureau is the club I belong to, and for most part, our club, we only work with employees at Kentucky Farm Bureau. But I think this COVID pandemic has taught us we can do this remotely. I know some of my fellow members they prefer to do things in person, but thinking about opening it up, the club, to being remote, or even opening it up to non-Kentucky Farm Bureau employees. I'm curious if you all have any suggestions or ways we can start to think in new ways of getting the club to be more online, more virtual. Do you have any suggestions for that? Or is that too general and broad of a question?
It's kind of a very broad question.
It is. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was trying to think it out.
More virtual. Well, I'm not really exactly sure what you're asking.
Sorry about that. What I guess I am trying to say, how do I like this idea of being more virtual, and in terms of getting us, we don't have any of these concepts. Having, to me, it's new to have Facebook pages and trying to make it more public facing of a club. We're a pretty private club, to me, is what I'm saying. I don't know if that's changing in Toastmasters clubs, if maybe we're seeing differences in I guess I'm just making a statement, not really making much sense here. Let me see if I can come up with a better question.
Well,
Philip,
Francisco,
Philip,
you have something there.
Yeah, I just want to throw this out there. I know you're a corporate behind the firewall. That's what I'm kind of hearing. How do you promote when you're not really out there facing the public? Here's a thought. And I don't want to get into the details because applications are applications. The principles, though, I have just found out we have Office 365. Office 365 has not only Teams, but it also has something called Jammer. There's a lot of apps nowadays that will let you interact very much like you would on Facebook or any of these other places. The principle is follow the brand portal guidelines in most anything you put out so it looks consistent. And secondly, let's call it elbow grease. We as VPPRs have to sit down and, maybe you can do it on the phone, maybe you can do it at lunch, just get the word out. No matter what the app, no matter what the platform, even a corporate club, I know yours is a large company. I am hearing in your comment or your question, now that we're virtual, could we open it up within the company? I'm going to tell you, one of the most awesome experience I've ever had in the Toastmaster journey was when I lived in Bloomington, Illinois. Oh my goodness gracious. That was a district unto itself. State Farm believes so much in the program. They had clubs. I've never seen so many clubs in one city. Let me just put it that way. And I'm just saying, as Kentucky Farm Bureau, you know that this program benefited you. Talk to your HR department and say, hey, we want to boost the club. How about you blend it? You don't go all or nothing. You say, we're going to add a hybrid meeting so we can extend it to other employees in the organization. See what they say. Like I said, I know we do some better than most. I hope that helps you. Thank you, Philip.
It does. Thank you.
Barbara, I see you with your hand raised. What do you have for us?
So I have a question. I've been using Meetup for, I don't know, maybe a year. Well, I guess about the length of time we've been on Zoom. So that's getting close to a year. And I'd be curious to know whether the other groups have found the same thing when they went on Zoom. We have much more consistent attendance and we've grown as a club. We're all looking forward to getting back in person, but it has not hurt us as a Toastmasters club. Now, my question for those of you that use Meetup, and it's not a really easy platform to navigate. You kind of have to figure out where you're going, but once you have it figured out, it takes you just a few minutes to post something new every time. So don't let that deter you. But the thing that I'm curious about is pretty much every time I post, I get some people messaging me that they want to come. And we have a very clear how they get the link and that they have to request it. So that's fine. But Meetup does not allow me to respond to their message. Does everybody else find that same thing? It's frustrating.
That's part of their platform, unfortunately. They want to keep it so that you don't stalk anybody and that nobody stalks you.
So why do they even allow messages?
They want you to start a conversation with someone, but to not be able to post stuff straight to them. So they can ask you a question and then you can say, here's my information if you want to contact us.
No, it won't allow me to respond. So all I can do is put the information.
And that's a setting issue because you can respond to people in Meetup.
I think, Barbara, it may also have to do, have they signed up for your event? I think what Scott's saying, we can respond once they have expressed that interest in attending the
like
event.
An RSVP and they go, yes, okay?
If you are not able to communicate.
Mm-mm.
So we've made it very clear in our description that they have to send an email to us, to our, we have a Toastmaster address, and then they can get the link. And that has worked, but it's frustrating that the app doesn't seem to allow for the kind of flow that it appears to.
So there's two parts there. So the RSVP, you can't talk back and forth to, but you should be able to talk back and forth when somebody emails you, when somebody actually puts a message to you, you should be able to respond to the message. If not, then there's a setting issue. I've been using Meetup for a decade and I've always been able to respond to people in who send me a message, but not who RSVP.
And back to Barbara, just to jump in, we've got 2 minutes. I put my email. Anybody who wants to contact me, that's the email I use for Toastmasters. Barbara, if you want, we can figure out how to sit down. I'm mystified by it. This is what I do for a living. I mean, I would like to troubleshoot with you. As Scott says, not only could it be a configuration setting, I don't know how many of you have noticed, platforms like Zoom, and I like what you're saying, Barbara, because we have to be very, very mindful, have changed settings in the background. Every time we download an update, or even without us downloading the update, things get changed. That's a skill, and I don't think it's nobody's fault. It's just that we need to catch up with what's happening. I know people. I did the presentation on Meetup based on somebody else's experience with that. So if you want to go ahead and contact me, we can take the question offline and we can try to figure it out for you. I'm just curious because it's like Scott says, you know, you can communicate. Why can't you? We can troubleshoot it together. Does that help?
I'll look at the settings first, but I wrote down.
Okay. Okay, great. It's 7:59.
All right, friends. Well, thank you all very much. First, let's give it up for Francisco for a very informative session. Very nice. Thank you so much, Francisco. We are so glad you came in and did this. All of the manuals that Francisco was referring, I put into the chat. So I downloaded actually into the chat. You can just click on those and download those to your computer. So you have access to those. If not, just go right to Toastmasters International. You can search for them there and download them straight from there also. We want to make sure you had that information. If you've not already done so, please go into the chat and enter your name, your club name, and the role and or roles you hold for your club, so we can make sure that you get questions, so you can make sure you get credit for this. We certainly want to make sure you get credit towards your DCP goals for all of your clubs. Again, we thank you so very much. If you have other questions here, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, to Francisco, to anyone in the trio. We are certainly here to try to help you as much as possible. I know there are certainly some technical things out there. Candace Williams is our admin for the district, and she's also our coordinator for Meetup. She probably has a few more technical, she's able to answer a few more technical questions probably than some of us that are still kind of playing around with it. Even though we've used it for a long time, we're not experts. So you might want to try Candace as well. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop recording rather. I wish you all a